A while ago I've made 2 videos with FreeClickSphilip covering bots in CSGO. If you haven't seen them yet, I highly suggest to watch them, as I won't be covering CSGO bots much in this video. Instead, we're going to go back in time. You see, back when I was playing Counter-Strike 1.6, my internet connection wasn't really good for a long time. To be honest, playing games online was out of question. However, ever since I've moved from the first PlayStation to PC, I was interested in trying out Counter-Strike. I remember first seeing it at my cousin's place, as he was talking with his friends while playing a match on the Westwood. Then I've got a pirated copy of 1.6, since at the time there was no way I could get the money to actually buy the game. I remember spending so much time on both Dust, Aztec and Office playing with bots. The bots I've played were reported from Condition Zero, and man, they were just amazing. As a console player moving to PC, it was something fresh and new, especially with my shit connection. I don't need to play with other people, yet I have teammates and they talk to me, they understand my orders and try to work with me to win the round. Bots in Condition Zero and CSS were the best thing I've ever seen. Their ability to navigate around the level and work together as a team was just amazing, which in itself is great, but topping that off with the voice system they've made gave people like me a lot of fun. Often they would chatter about the objective, compliment the player for his achievements and precisely call out where they've seen the enemy. This gave the offline play in Condition Zero a lot of character that other games were missing for me. Then I've upgraded my connection and started playing a lot of zombie mode, but that's maybe a story for another video. Then Counter-Strike Source came out.
Nice shot. Alright, let's move out.
I remember buying it at a local store on a CD with CSS, Day of Defeat Source and Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. But who cares about the other two, right? I've installed CSS as fast as I could, and I wasn't disappointed. New pretty graphics, new maps and most importantly, solid offline play with bots, with noticeable improvements to their AI which made them more aware of the game mode they were playing. What I mean by this is that in Condition Zero they tend to play like it's just deathmatch, with objectives usually being actually played after a deathmatch fest kind of thing. Also, the teamwork element usually kicked in once you've manually told them to follow you or something, otherwise it was every man for himself. In Source they still did this, but a lot of the time they prefer to look after game objectives and stick together, even after being split up a couple of times. They usually meet up on the way to the objective, which was a great improvement. I was a little sad to see Tour of Duty and VIP game modes go, since I've played them a lot. Other detail I miss is bots waiting a couple of seconds before buying their weapons, which I thought was a nice little detail in Condition Zero. And then CSGO came out. Oh dear. I've booted up a game on Freeze Dust expecting so many improvements. After seeing the updated graphics and voice lines based on the player models, I was so excited. Then the round begins. Complete silence. Nothing. No bots preparing for the fight, no playing like I'll cover bombsite A or something. Nothing. Then I was like, well okay, maybe they will at least tell me where the enemy is soon, I'm sure I'm just unlucky. But of course I was expecting a precise callout from the location with the bot name shown in a voice chat, instead all I can hear is someone mumbling.
Target spotted.
This essentially killed off offline play in CSGO for me. As much as I loved the personalized voice lines, they were too quiet and imprecise in comparison to the old ones. There were no icons on the voice chat and bots generally said less. After that I've also realized they nerfed the bots a lot by introducing useless max acceleration, stiffness and damping values, which are there just to make expert bots trash for console players. They've also made them always aim at your dick, instead of basing it on the difficulty level like in Source and Condition Zero, and that was the final nail in the coffin. When I've noticed I can run the straight line and avoid every bullet, I've said enough and moved back to Source. Eventually I came back to Global Offensive and started improving the nav meshes as well as bot profiles, but the lack of advanced voice system from the previous games and worse aiming made every offline game lifeless. Then custom weapons like M4A1-S and USP were introduced, of course with limited support, since first of all, bots can't even buy these weapons since they don't even have an inventory of any kind, or randomization or weapon replacements you can set in their profiles. When it comes to suppressed weapons, in the previous titles, bots would check if they want to put on the suppressor at the beginning of the round, but since in Go it's on by default, they never check if they want to take it off. On SG553 and AUG, they never use the scope, since their default rifle AI doesn't include any code to use the scope. What I've did for now scrapped feature in CSGO is changed their line in AUG and SG556 scripts that reads weapon type rifle to weapon type sniper rifle. This unfortunately introduced a couple of unwanted side effects, since these bots are now considered as snipers, so they will hide a lot more often and don't move as much while firing, but at least it made them use the scope, which made them a considerable threat at long range. Then they've added the M4A1-S, the R8, and of course it also wasn't supported. The default pistol AI wasn't holding the primary fire button, like the newer next bot used in TF2 dolls. Instead, CS bot tries to fire in short bursts. That means they were never able to even fire the revolver. Valve fix for this was just to make them use the secondary fire button, which means that they will just miss most of the shots anyways. Well, at least they won't give a full revolver to the enemy, right? Then there is a major bug hunting offline players that makes city bots just freeze when trying to get to the bomb site. I reported this bug to Valve multiple times, but as always, no response or fix since then. In conclusion, well, I don't really know what to say. I really want to love CSGO, but the lack of support that Valve has gave to bots is underwhelming. And unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that could help us to improve them is either hard-coded or hidden deep in the game, not letting us, players, improve them without using third-party software and other stuff. So for now, whether we like it or not, we all need to enjoy the backward step that CSGO bots are. Or do we?